We all might have heard stories of people living on the moon, but what if one of those mythical tales is actually real? Feifei is one lucky child who grows up listening to the amazing stories of her mother. She always tells Feifei about the moon goddess, Chang'e. She used to be a beautiful, kind lady who fell deeply in love with a handsome man named Ho Yi. But Chang'e made a wrong decision by drinking a magic potion that made her immortal. She was separated from Ho Yi and lifted to the moon. Since then, Chang'e has been living on the moon with only her pet jade rabbit to keep her company. As Ho Yi was mortal, he died on Earth. Chang'e still mourns his death, and when she cries, her tears turn into stardust. Feifei always hears the story with great interest. She also asks father about Chang'e, and he always says that his wife is right because he loves her a lot. This happy little family lives in a small village where everyone's most awaited day is the Moon Festival. It's extra special for Feifei's family as they own a mooncake shop. As Feifei gets a little older, her mother starts teaching her how to make mooncakes, as she is going to look over her family business one day. Little does the little Feifei know, her mother is getting sicker day by sicker. Soon, she loses her ability to work in the shop, but she keeps a smile so Feifei doesn't get worried. She also celebrates her beloved daughter's birthday and gives her a cute rabbit which they name Bungie. Feifei's mother is really looking forward to the next Moon Festival, but unfortunately, she dies before that. Feifei is left heartbroken and doesn't feel like celebrating the festival anymore. Luckily, her father never leaves her side. He brings her to the shop and they make mooncakes together. Years pass away really quickly, and Feifei is already 16. She goes to high school and loves studying about stars and moon, but she also makes enough time to help in the shop. Feifei is responsible for delivering the mooncakes around the village. She is great at marketing and always succeeds in selling all the mooncakes before the evening. Feifei excitedly returns to the shop to tell her father about the sales. She notices a plate of red dates and wonders why her father is not following her mother's recipe. He introduces Feifei to a woman named Miss Zong, for whom he is making the dates cake. Feifei doesn't like dates or the new woman. Her father seems really close to Miss Zong, and they are clearly dating. This fact annoys Feifei, but she has yet to meet a more annoying person. It's a chubby kid named Chen. He enters the shop with his peg frog and he introduces himself as Miss Zong's son. Chen is a hyperactive boy and exaggerates about his skills in playing ping pong. He even claims to have superpowers, and in an attempt to prove it, he runs into a wall. Feifei gets really frustrated with the weird boy and complains to her father. He tells her to be more welcoming as she may see Chen more often. Her father wants to have a detailed conversation over this matter, but they get interrupted by the guest. All of their relatives have arrived to celebrate the Moon Festival together. They have brought several ingredients and they all cook together. Feifei is glad to see them, but she is still annoyed by Miss Zong's presence. Her dad even let Miss Zong sit beside him. Other guests also sit down on the dinner table and one of the ladies mentions Chang'e. She calls Chang'e selfish because she didn't give the immortality pills to Hao Yi. Feifei gets angry to hear that and explains that Hao Yi was fighting the demons and Chang'e put the pills in her mouth to hide them. It was an accident. The ladies laugh at Feifei for defending goddesses so passionately. Usually, when the kids grow up, they stop believing in such legends. Feifei expects her father to support her, but when he also admits that Chang'e isn't real, Feifei hits the dinner table in anger and leaves. Chen follows her to inform that they are going to be sibling as Miss Zong will marry her father. Feifei gets more depressed to hear that, while Miss Zong tries to bond with her and gives her a special mooncake. Feifei locks herself in her bedroom and throws the mooncake away. She doesn't want another family and wants to live the same way. Feifei holds her mother's scarf tightly and wishes that she could prove Chang'e's existence. Then her father may remember her mother and doesn't get married to someone else. Feifei suddenly noticed his Bungie staring weirdly at the full moon. Afterward, the rabbit ran out of the window. Feifei immediately wears her shoes and runs after Bungie. It stops at a high spot from where the moon can be seen clearly. Feifei wishes if there was a way she could fly to the moon and meet Chang'e. While she is saying that, a crane flies towards the moon. This gives her a great idea. She is going to build a rocket and travel to the moon. From the very next day, Feifei starts studying about rockets and space traveling. She tells her father that she is working on a science project, and that's how she gets permission to order several spare parts from the online shops. Feifei does tons of experiments to get the perfect design for a rocket, but all of them fail miserably. Even during her school lessons, Feifei is busy designing new layouts of her rocket. The teacher catches her and takes away her sketch to hang it on the board. There's a picture of a bullet train nearby, which gives Feifei a fantastic idea. She redesigns her rocket to match the shape of the bullet train. She borrows some old machine parts and makes a launching pad for her rocket. Once all the preparations are done, Feifei sneaks out during the night to travel to the moon. She wears her spacesuit and turns on the engine. The rocket moves gradually and starts gaining speed. As soon as it gets in the air, Feifei bursts with excitement and happiness. Unfortunately, it shuts down within the Earth's atmosphere. Chin had also sneaked in the rocket, and his weight caused the ship to stop. Now they both are going to crash down on the Earth. The poor kids start panicking, but all of a sudden, a miracle happens. A mysterious light shines down from the moon and pulls up the rocket. They land on the moon, and two flying guardian lions carry them towards a palace called Lunaria. The kids get welcomed by talking mooncakes who say that everyone is anxiously waiting for them. They entered a stadium-like area which has a huge stage in the center. The place is full of extraordinary space creatures called the Lunettes. But what Feifei is waiting for is Chang'e. The gorgeous lady steps out of the curtains and tells about her greatness through a song. She is also developed over the last 1,000 years. Instead of a traditional goddess, Chang'e is quite modern now, with a love for rock music. Once the performance ends, Chang'e greets Feifei and asks for the gift. Feifei has no idea what the goddess is talking about. This enrages Chang'e. She explains that Feifei must have brought a gift, otherwise the guardian lions would not have brought them here. Chang'e needs the gift to bring back Yaoi. Feifei gets happy to hear that Chang'e hasn't given up on her love yet. She begs for a photo so she can show it to her dad and regain his belief in forever love. Chang'e gladly clicks a picture but refuses to give it to Feifei as she hasn't brought the gift. The goddess can sense it is on the moon, and if she doesn't get it in time, she will never be able to see Yaoi again. Chang'e orders everyone to find it, and whoever brings it first will get one of his wishes granted. If Feifei brings it in time, she can have the picture they clicked. All the Lunettes rush on their vehicles to find the gift. Feifei keeps asking for a life, but no one helps her. Chin is willing to accompany her, but Feifei doesn't want him. Chin confesses that he wants to be her brother, but Feifei rudely says that it will never happen. She notices a group of chickens and jumps on their motorbikes. Feifei claims to know where the gift is, so the chickens agree to follow her lead. Meanwhile, Chin still wants to win Feifei's heart. He notices the picture in one of the guardians' hands and follows him. Unfortunately, the security inside the palace is really high, and Chin immediately gets caught by the goddess. He lies that he knows about the gift, so Chang'e takes him to a portal called Interrogation Chamber. She challenges him for a ping pong match, and if he wins, he can get the picture, but if he loses, he tells everything about the gift. Surprisingly, Chang'e is a really good player and gives Chin a tough time, but Chin doesn't give up either. He really wants to be Feifei's brother and gives his best effort. He eventually wins, but Chang'e breaks her promise and doesn't give the photo. Chin is stuck in the chamber while Chang'e gets back to her palace. She misses Hou-yi a lot and can't lose the last chance to unite with him. Chang'e starts crying in grief, and her mood affects the weather of the moon. It gets really unstable, so the chickens tell Feifei to take a break, but the brave girl is determined.
She dodges the giant rocks and reaches her destination. It's the place where her rocket landed. They all spread to figure out what the gift Chang Ae wants. While looking around, Feifei finds a weird green lanette called Gobi. He seems really friendly and immediately forms a bond with Feifei. Together, they look through the luggage in the rocket and find the Chang Ae doll Fei's mother gave her. This must be the gift Chang Ae mentioned. Before Feifei can take it to the palace, the chickens snatch it from her. They all rush away on their motorbikes, while Feifei and Gobi are left behind. Moreover, they get attacked by the giant frogs, who seem really hungry. Feifei runs to save her life, but the frogs are too many in number. Suddenly, she remembers about the leapfrog game Chin mentioned. Feifei tries something similar and uses Gobi's extra long tongue to get on the top of a frog. The frogs continue to fly toward Lunaria, and Feifei gets a free ride. She finally gets a chance to ask Gobi why he is wandering alone on the moon. Gobi has gained trust in Feifei and tells her the actual reason. Once he sang a song about moving on, and Changi didn't like it, as she was not willing to accept Hao Yi's death. In anger, she kicked Gobi out of the palace. The Lunettes loved her, but she pushed everyone away. Once you lose the person you love the most, it changes you. Changi locked herself away after Gobi's song, and the moon suffered from the great darkness. Feifei feels really sorry for the goddess and gets more determined to help her. Meanwhile, the Jade Rabbit is working on the immortality potion. He fails several times until he meets Bungie. The two rabbits form a bond that magically helps the potion to form and also gives Bungie some special powers. Changi gets delighted to know about the potion and waits for her gift so she can combine it with the potion and get back Hao Yi. On the other side, Feifei spots the chickens rushing away with her doll, so she immediately jumps after them. After fighting the chickens, Feifei gets the doll, but a sudden laser beam appears which can cut anything in its way. Feifei survives, but the doll gets completely destroyed. Now her father is going to marry Miss Song, and Feifei has to live with annoying Chin. However, Chin's ideas help Feifei in this journey, but she still doesn't like him. Hearing this, Gobi says that he would love to have a brother, as living alone is not easy. Feifei doesn't say a word, so Gobi tries to cheer her up with the food. All he can find in Feifei's bag is the mooncake Miss Song gave. As she bites the cake, she finds a piece of jade in it. It's the broken piece of Changi's amulet. This must be the gift she's waiting for. Feifei rushes to the castle and gives the piece to Changi. She combines it with the other half and completes the ritual. It creates a virtual forest, and Changi meets her one and only love, Hao Yi. Unfortunately, he can't just stay with her. He has died, and Changi must move on. This realization puts Changi in the chamber of exquisite sadness, and the great darkness gets over the moon. Feifei can't see the goddess like this and proceeds to help her. But as soon as she enters the chamber, her saddest memories take over her mind. Changi tells her to leave, or otherwise Feifei will be stuck here for an eternity. She must move on. She doesn't need a rocket to go search for happiness, as it lies within her. She just needs to give the new relationships a chance. While believing that her mother is always there in her heart, Feifei should try loving new people who are waiting for her. Feifei understands, but she requests Changi to do the same. She has to accept Hao Yi's death and try sharing happiness with the Lunettes. The goddess finally moves on, and the moon shines brightly again. The gift she was looking for was Feifei's visit to the moon. The guardians carry the kids back to Earth, while Bungie chooses to stay with the Jade Rabbit. Feifei can't bring the picture, but she has learned something valuable from this journey. She gladly accepts her father's decision and leads a happy life with her stepmother and brother. But whenever the Moon Festival arrives, Feifei recalls her mother's stories.